opened this call earlier today to talk about Unstress, our 21-day meditation program. I'm going to introduce our speaker in just a second. I want you all to tag your newer coaches on Facebook. Make sure that they plug in to this call today because this is so important. I'm so excited. I was chatting with my girlfriends yesterday about us adding meditation to BOD. We seriously have a total solution. It's just amazing that we have so many layers to help people find their best selves and live their best lives. So I'm very excited. She is the founder and CEO of Unplug Meditation app and studio. She is now a partner with us as Unstress is launching today. And I'd like to welcome Suze Yalof Schwartz. Come on in, Suze.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for having me on. And what an amazing call. I'm loving watching this.
Well, thank you. Welcome to our call. We do this every Monday morning. It's a little bit of a meditation. No, it's not a meditation. You had us meditate. It's motivation, but it is also a wake-up call, meaning like time to focus on what you need to do. And what better way to start than with a 30-second meditation that you gave us before the call, which was, I can't believe how much 30 seconds can make a difference. I mean, I did the 10-minute this morning of superpower calm, and 10 minutes, it's nothing, guys, nothing. But before I get into that, I want you to talk about you, okay? Tell everybody who you are and why you turned to meditation, how you got started.
Well, it's kind of funny. I was actually a fashion editor before I started this. I worked at Vogue, Elle, Marie Claire, and Glamour magazine for 14 and a half years doing makeovers on the outside. So I would be the one that you would see on the Today Show or Oprah, kind of changing people up externally. And my husband wanted to move to Los Angeles with our 3 kids. And I moved here, and then I was traveling back and forth, and I was very stressed. And my mother-in-law said, "You need to breathe." And I said, "What's that?" Because I was always running around kind of doing. And in those 3 minutes where she taught me how to breathe, my entire life changed. And I said, "What was that?" And she said, "It's called meditation. You should really learn how to do it." So when I went back to Los Angeles, I started Googling places to meditate, and I could not find an easy solution. It was either 6-week courses or really expensive, nothing like what she had taught me. And that's when I said to myself, wow, I should quit fashion and open up like a dry bar for meditation. Dry bar is a blowout bar where in 30 minutes you get your hair done, you feel great. And I'm like, wait, there's no place like that in the entire world. So I said to my husband, I'm going to quit fashion and open up a meditation studio. And he said, you should probably learn how to meditate first. And so I started taking every single course that you could ever possibly imagine, hundreds to then thousands, meeting the top teachers in the entire world, and all planning this new platform, which is the Unplug Meditation app and Unplug Meditation Studio. And I'm so lucky because now I get to share it with you. So you get access to the top teachers in the world, and you get to feel calm in 3 minutes or now 10 minutes and under. So it's an amazing practice. It will really change your life.
Now, okay, there's so much I want to ask you about your mother-in-law, but I'm going to keep it as, did you say that she taught you or you learned a 3-minute meditation? Is that how it changed your life?
She's a psychotherapist. So she taught me this technique to help me get calm quickly. Okay. And in those 3 minutes, everything changed. And the truth is people don't realize that stress is actually optional. We have a choice. We can either engage with it and make it worse, or we can choose to redirect to the present moment, slow down our breath, and feel better in an instant. And I think that's what Unstress is really all about, this program. It's really about, when I spoke with Carl, he said, all of the people, all the coaches at BOD are really requesting something that helps them to be less anxious, less stressed, and sleep through the night. And I said, we can do that. So we literally specifically chose these meditations for that purpose, so that it would have that effect of unstressing people.
Now, oh, I had a question for you, and now it just went out of my head. Okay. Oh, no, it's because you have been telling this story for a very long time, right? I mean, this is like she triggered something when she said, hey, you need to breathe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if my mother-in-law told me something, I wouldn't have been so responsive. But anyway, when she told you that, like, I talk about stories all the time with coaches because there is this wake up call. There is this moment in time where you make a decision. And that was for you. You were like, whoa, I need to slow down and I need to focus and I need to figure this out. And I love that your husband said, hey, maybe you need to take a meditation class before you do this. But for people who are constantly sharing their story over and over and over, it's who you are. It is how you made this decision. And no matter how many times you tell this story, it's still super effective that's how you got started.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, the truth is these ideas, we all have big ideas all the time. The question is, do we act on them? And for me, it was an idea of, wow, how could something so short and so in nothing be so powerful? And I'm a sharer. I went to sleepaway camp, so I love sharing everything good that I find with everybody. And that's what this was really about. Like, my dream and my mission is to share this with as many people as possible. And I'm so excited to be able to do it with the coaches, the bod coaches, because they're sharing things with so many, they're so influential. Their ripple is felt far and wide. So to be able to introduce them to the Unstress program and then have them introduce the Unstress program and the meditations that they actually learn to everybody, it's such an unbelievable opportunity.
So, okay, so you have a lot of experience with meditation. Who would you say that it's for? What kind of
Okay. Well, I would say for all of you who are watching this, raise your hand if you've ever felt stressed. Okay. It's for you. So anybody who's ever felt stressed, anyone who has ever felt anxious when you can't fall asleep at night, it is for anyone. I always like to say, if you can breathe, you can meditate. And I work with even the busiest skeptics, CEOs, celebrities, whatever, who have no time. And it works for them too. So much though that it stops them and makes them actually want to meditate all the time. And at some point, Sandy, I want to share like the 16-second technique.
I'm here. I was still raising my hand. Don't
leave me out here. So I genuinely believe that this practice is for everyone. And what was interesting is we did a test group on bod, and there were a couple people there who just felt like they would never do anything like this. And I mean, to be honest, if you had told me 10 years ago that I would be sitting still meditating, I would not believe you. But it's something that once you start doing and you commit to the practice, you will want to do it every single day. And that's what this program is really all about. It's creating something so short, so easy, so powerful that you're going to actually want to meditate. And we don't bring religion into it. We don't bring lineages into it. We keep it super simple so that everybody can relate to it and doesn't feel alienated in any way, shape, or form.
You don't even need any equipment. And the other thing that I love about it is that you're connecting with yourself. You know, I mean, this is all about you. It's a little bit of self-care, which we all need. And when I was asking you the question, like, who is it for? It's really tough to tell somebody, oh, you need meditation. Because I can tell my husband till he's blue in the face that he's very, very hyper. He's a caterer, so he's very fast and he's just hyper. I'm outing him right now because he doesn't watch my show.
Okay.
But if he were to just calm down, and if I tell him to calm down, what do you think happens?
Well, I have to say, meditation is the kind of practice where people have to see it or come to it on their own, to be honest with you. So like for the coaches who are about to embark on this journey, which you're going to love, your friends, your family, and the people that you're coaching are going to see how it's affecting you.
Exactly.
You are going to feel it for yourself. I mean, here's the thing. We don't slow down enough to ask ourselves the important questions in life. Like, and you're going to, by the way, when you do this program, what makes me happy? What is it that my body wants me to know? You know, what is my intention for today? What is my intention for tomorrow? All these things, you're going to have a chance to kind of connect with yourself and hear the answer. And once you start listening to yourself, you live from a more authentic place, and you'll start to feel a little bit more like you own the day instead of the day owning you. In my old life, I used to wake up and I used to just get up, check the boxes. At the end of the day, I'd lay down and be like, what happened? Now, I am conscious and aware of the choices that I make during the day. So in my old life, things would happen and I would get triggered. And we all feel it. Like you get an email sometimes and you're like, you know, you get freaked out. But instead of reacting in that moment, which is what I used to do, now I calm, I silence myself, and then I respond. And it doesn't take long. Like we did a 30-second meditation. You can do that in 16 seconds. In 16 seconds, should you choose to pause, you interrupt the pattern of stress and you can make a better decision for yourself.
Okay, do it right now.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm really excited to do this with you, and even more excited that David G., who taught it to me, is actually on the meditation tile. So you can learn it from the original. This is a meditation that's taught to Navy SEALs. It's taught to police officers. It's taught to kids. It's taught to adults, and it works for everyone, whether you're skeptical or not. And I'm going to show you really quickly what it is, and then I'm going to stress you out, and then you'll see how it impacts you. And unfortunately, I'm not able to see the chat, but it would be so amazing if everybody could leave comments afterwards and let us know how it was. And then Sandy, if you can just tell me what people are saying, that would be amazing. All right. So the breath is going to look like this. You're breathing in through the nose for 4, like this. You're holding your breath for 4. You're audible exhaling out for 4, and you're holding your breath for 4. You don't even need to know what I'm doing. I'm going to talk you through it. But that's the shape of a box. So they call it a box breath.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and keep your camera on. And I want you to think about something that's really stressful, like this. Imagine you're about to go on the national wake-up call and your Wi-Fi is not working. And they're either calling out your name or you're leading the show or you're there because you really want to learn about something. That frustration, that stress. How come this Wi-Fi is not working? And I just want you to feel that for about 5 seconds. And raise your hand when you feel that stress. Okay, you can drop your hand. So now I'd like you to breathe in through your nose to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4, and hold your breath for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4, and an audible exhale out. Let's hear it. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Breathe in through the nose for 4. Hold for 4. Audible exhale out for 4. And open your eyes. Were you thinking about that stressful thought when we were counting and breathing at the same time?
I was focused on my breathing.
Right. And I would love for all of you guys to leave a comment in the chat and let us know, were you thinking about that stressful thought when we were counting and breathing at the same time? Can you let me know what they're saying?
I'll have you come on to this Coach 411 page and you'll see all the comments after the call. But
okay, I'm sure they're all no.
It's so effective, though. It's just incredibly effective, even for a short period of time. You're just focused on you and your breathing and letting go of the stuff that's stressing you out.
Well, here's the reason it works is because you cannot count, breathe, and think at the same time.
Yeah.
So when we are stressed, when we're anxious, when we can't go to sleep because we're triggered by a thought that keeps replaying over and over again, this is the time you want to do that 16-second breath. When you're angry, when you notice yourself getting a little bit angry, because what it does is it interrupts the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It interrupts the pattern of the stress. And when you slow down your breath, you send a signal to your brain that everything's okay, even if it's not. So it takes you out of fight or flight. This is just one of the simple techniques that you are going to learn in the Unstress program, but you're going to be learning so many. And that's another thing that I want to say, Sandy, about this program that I'm so excited about, is that most people, not you, go through these programs and they learn one thing over and over and over again. And it gets old quick if you're like me and you need to be constantly engaged. But this program, you are learning different techniques every single day. And by the end of the 21 days, you're going to know about 21 different techniques. So I would love if you as coaches, or Sandy, when you go through it, to just keep your mind open. Like, it was interesting when we did the test group, someone's like, today was my favorite day ever. And then the next day they're like, no, today was my favorite day ever. So just like go in with an open mind. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, I don't know if I like that. And what's interesting too, is all of these coaches are doing it for the second round and they're getting something new out of it this second time, because now they're like professional meditators.
Well, I think it's practicing your whole life. So you're going to be practicing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you about Unstress, because coaches have plugged into this call. They want to know a little bit about it. So there is already the themed meditations that were there last week, which that was fun. I did some of those. Explain what we have to look forward to in the next 21 days. What is there? You started talking about it a little bit, but let me get out of the way.
Okay. So in the next 21 days, I am going to start it off by kind of explaining to you how easy it is to meditate and the 3 things that happen in every single meditation, which is 1, we breathe, 2, we let it go, 3, our mind wanders, because guess what? Most people think they can't meditate because they think too much. And that is like the number 1 killer of most meditation practices. You're going to think we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts every single day, and they're going to keep on coming while you meditate. And meditation is noticing those thoughts and choosing to go back to the breath anyway. So breathe, let go, mind wanders. It's like a dance where you do that constantly. So I'm going to explain to you in a very simplistic way how to meditate, what may happen to you, the benefits you may feel, less stress, less anxiety, better sleep, being able to control your pain, being able to notice your moods feeling a little bit better. These are all effects you may have. Then I'm going to be kind of your guide through this program. So I will be with you every single step of the way. So on day 1, I'm introducing you to Lauren Ekstrom, who's a legendary teacher who works at Unplug, has huge classes. She's on the app. And you will meditate with one of my favorite meditations that she does, which is Superpower Calm. So you will experience that. Then I'll inspire you to do day 2. And then you'll meet a different teacher. And every day you're going to be meeting these new teachers. And the meditations are short. They're 10 minutes. They're short enough to be effective. They're short enough to make an impact on your day, but they're also short enough to leave you wanting more. So if you do want more, you can. And what I like to say to people is like, I'm a BOD customer. So before I even started sharing these meditations on BOD, I was doing these practices after the 21-day fix. So I would go and I work out with Autumn, and then I would lay on my mat exhausted and do a 10-minute meditation. And now you can do it the same exact way. So every day we will be doing this. There's also a printout, which is great. So you can print out the calendar, and a lot of the people who did our test group loved that because they would just kind of X off the calendars as they went along. And of course, I highly suggest leaving a note afterwards. So if you have a group that you're doing this with and you have your own private Facebook group, writing how you felt that day. How did it impact your day? What was your experience? Sharing that with yourself, sharing that with others is always really helpful. And by 21 days, you're going to notice that you are a little bit more mindful. Your awareness is a little bit more heightened. You're noticing when you do get stressed and how to kind of control it and manage that stress. So these are all the things that you will experience. But more importantly, you will be meditating with the legendary teachers that we share from our studio that not everybody gets access to. I mean, people fly all over the world just to meditate with these people. And you are going to be able to meditate with them every single day. And I don't suggest just doing Unstress one time. I suggest doing it twice, because the first time you're kind of getting your bearings, you're learning everything. It's fresh, it's new, it's interesting, it's exciting. But meditation is like a snowflake. You will never have the same meditation twice. And whether you do the same meditation twice, I've done some of them like 50 times. They're always different. So you can look forward to me kind of guiding you every step of the way, explaining to you what may happen when you go through your meditation. And then it's just going to be fun. And I hope it's something that you really look forward to every single day.
You know, that's interesting what you said, that each meditation is different than the last, because when you gave that situation to stress me out about the Wi-Fi, that was exactly, I was running with a plug this morning to connect to hardwire. But before you said what my stressful situation was, I was thinking of a different stressful situation. So I think that you come to meditation each time with a different place, like it's a journey. So if you redo this in 21 days, you're a different person, you're a changed person, you're coming with new stressors.
Right.
You talked a little bit about a test group, and I wanted to ask you, what did it benefit for the test group? I mean, how did you know that it was working for them? What was changed in them?
Well, they became, oh my gosh, meditation junkies. They loved it. And they were saying they felt less stressed. They felt more calm. They felt happier. One person said that she was sleeping through the night. There was another person who said something. And by the way, I want to preface the fact I'm not a doctor and I don't prescribe anything, but she was on anti-anxiety medication and she went off of it. I don't suggest doing that without talking to your doctor, but these are just things. You start feeling good and you start understanding how to feel good, how to allow yourself to feel good. And those were some of the things. One funny comment that one of the guys said was that he wished his wife would start doing it, because now he's seeing all these things and he's like, you need to meditate. And she just doesn't want to yet. So these are funny things that you'll start noticing.
I think it's so weird that we don't want to feel good. We don't want to feel better. Like there is something there for us to make us feel good.
It's not that, Sandy. It's that people just don't want to sit still.
Yeah.
People don't want to not be plugged in 24/7. That's the issue. You have to make the time. People always say, how do you do it? I don't necessarily want to meditate. I don't even want to work out, to be honest with you. But when I make the time to do it, I'm always happy that I did. So I use a practice called RCM. RCM stands for Rise, Click, Meditate. I wake up in the morning, I click the meditation of the day, and I meditate. That's how I do it. And that way I don't hesitate. I don't take a vote. It's that vote. It's that hesitation where I could not work out or not meditate. So as David G says, if this came in pill form, everybody would be completely addicted to it. But because we have to sit still,
I mean, that's why my next question is, why isn't everyone meditating? I mean, the benefits are so great that share more of the myths or the misconceptions that people have about meditating.
Well, I think most people are not meditating because they think that it's difficult. They think, oh, I can't clear my mind. That's the biggest thing that we hear all the time. I can't clear my mind. I think too much. I'm not a meditator. And the truth is you're never going to be able to clear your mind. But it's important that you are able to notice the way your mind works. Because as I mentioned before, we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts every single day. What I didn't tell you was that a lot of them are repetitive. A lot of them are not even nice. a lot of them tell you things that aren't true. So when you meditate, you're able to actually notice how your mind is working and then unsubscribe to those thoughts that you don't like. So yeah, I would say that's the biggest myth. The second one is I can't sit still. Sitting still is hard for a lot of people. I'm someone who likes to move a lot too. So for those people, I suggest holding your arms like this and rocking while you do the meditation. No, as long as nobody's looking at you. That really helps to kind of keep you centered and in the body. But those are really the two biggest hurdles. Some people think, oh, it's religious, or, oh, it's, weird. It's not like that anymore. These are technique-based tactics that people use every day to keep calm and get super focused quickly.
Excellent. Okay. So when do you meditate, you personally, and also did you get your husband and kids involved?
Okay. I meditate first thing in the morning. So
Okay.
as I mentioned, I do RCM. I wake up, I open up the app, I click it, I click the meditation of the day, and that's what I do every single day. I prefer guided meditation because it's so much easier to be guided than it is sitting alone in stillness and silence. I do sit alone in stillness and silence as well. But I'm different because I have the opportunity to meditate with these teachers live, so I'll live stream with them, or they used to be in the studio before this pandemic, and where I'll do like teacher training where I'm meditating all day long. So some days I do more than others. But genuinely, I do 10 minutes every single morning. First thing in the morning is my practice.
Questions are coming in. Can you meditate at night?
Yes. Great time to meditate. I always love this expression really quick, is that when you meditate first thing in the morning, it's like setting the table for the day. And when you meditate at night, it's like doing the dishes. You're like clearing the day away. So it's clearing your mind. So in the morning, we set our intentions. In the evening, we clear away everything so we can have a peaceful, great night's sleep. But
Now,
anytime you do it, it's a good time.
Yeah, and I watched this morning where you said that you also do it after a workout. Like you work out first and then you meditate. So it's really like you control when you're going to do this.
But the key is to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do it first thing in the morning and that's the only time it's going to happen, then that's what I would do. But if you know for a fact you're going to be doing a workout, then it's so easy at the end. You're so wiped out anyway. Your mind's like, it's so much easier after the workout to do the meditation because you're just like, you want to be relaxing anyway for 10 minutes before you start.
It's a good cool down. Calm down.
Yeah. Unstressed down.
Unstressed down. Okay, last question, and that is our 4 vital behaviors. So coaches follow these 4 vital behaviors every single day, and to be effective coaches, they are product of the products. They invite people, they get people results, and they do their personal development. Now, I've been finding ways to weave in how meditation and personal development really go hand in hand, because as coaches are growing their minds, they're opening up to new ideas, they're reading great books, they're listening to great audios. Wouldn't it be great if meditation just, shoehorns right in there to be receptive to that kind of growth, brain growth, mental growth?
I love that, Sandy, because whenever I see people who are like great bodies, great nutrition, but they're stressed out, it's because they stop at the neck. We don't want to stop at the neck. This is probably your most important organ in your body, your brain, because mindset is the thing that gets you to work out. Mindset is the thing that helps you eat properly. So if you are not taking care of your mind, then you may not take care of your body. Okay. So when you work out, you make your body stronger. And when you keep yourself still, you make your brain stronger. And that's what we want to do. We want people to stop stopping at the neck. We're doing the whole body here, Bod, right?
You're incredible. And I want to go back to the beginning of your story where you talked about you were a high-powered fashion, was it makeup you were
No, I
doing?
was the executive fashion editor at large for Glamour magazine for a
Executive
long
fashion
time.
editor. Okay, so you had a few stresses.
Yeah,
And you were in New York. So all of that just makes me feel like rush, 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 rush,
yeah.
rush, commitments,
Three kids. You know,
open
I'm
your
not,
email. Like,
I have three kids. I had a crazy job, and now I'm running a business with three kids. Look, I've had all the same things that most people or many people have. You know, if Oprah Winfrey can make the time to meditate, then we can all make the time to
yeah, really. The busiest woman on the planet. So
meditate.
if you were back in New York working as a fashion editor, but having meditation in your life, how different do you think that your professional career would have been?
Oh, I was very lucky because I did get to the top of my career, but I wouldn't have scorched the village so many times, you know, like, like maybe I would have, you know, I don't know. There were moments where I probably am not proud of when I was doing shoots with hundreds of people and my assistant showed up with all the wrong clothes and I was not very happy about it. And I remember that. And I talk about that and I have a book too called Unplug. So, but those are the things like I would have paused and been like, you know what? Who cares? Let's move forward. And that's the thing. We tend to get hooked on stupid things in life. And with this practice, you're able to see the bigger picture. You're able to start your day and be much more intentional. So like you'll go more far when you actually sit for 5 seconds and decide where you actually want to go. Right?
It's so, so great. I am so happy that I met you and you are wonderful. I love what you're bringing to BOD. We added so much value to the platform, another dimension. And these last 6 months have been so trying for everybody. Your timing could not be more perfect, Carl. Thanks, Carl. Because we need what you have, and it's so easy to do. It's shocking to me that everybody doesn't meditate, or maybe people do it in their own ways. Prayer is meditation, but this is,
Prayer is prayer.
prayer
I
is
just want to
prayer. Yeah, you're
clarify that because prayer is you're going out to something,
right. And you're
whereas meditation, you're going into you.
very good clarification.
I like to clarify that. And can I just add one other thing about
Of course.
because it's not just Unstress. Unstress is unbelievable and everybody has that. But there's also the meditation tile where you have
Mhm.
hypnosis for weight loss, which by the way, I paid so much money to go to Rita Black. And then I was so excited when she said yes and gave us that meditation. And I worked with her to do that. And now I'm sharing that with you. It helps you get motivated for not only to eat healthy, but to actually want to work out, are the two things that I need personally. The other thing is there's a professional athlete, Mike Lee, who's a professional boxer who boxes in Madison Square Garden. He's on there teaching you what he does before he goes into the ring. So you're like, these are all like really fun meditations. And then I love like Elise's I am cards in there and B's meditations. Like there's just so much. There's so much. So
Yeah, thank you for adding that. I appreciate that because it's not the only thing we have there. Today, we are talking about Unstress, which
yes,
is, we have it launching today as a 21-day program, right? Like, what do we call it? 21 days of meditation for relaxation, calm, and less anxiety.
uh-huh.
I'm thinking to myself, do we know anyone who needs relaxation, be more calm and less anxious, yet like the whole universe?
Here.
So it's timely, it's perfect, you're adorable. These
Oh,
these are easy. And yes, we have just opened up so much more for people to get healthier mentally, that mental calibration that I talked about earlier. It's just so important. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Susie.
thank you.
A pleasure to have you. You have a very busy day today. You are doing a lot of live stuff. So make sure you do your 16 seconds of meditation.
This stuff is what excites me. I'm like so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share this. And I'm so excited for all the coaches to do this program. And if you could please let me know how you like it. Tag me when you post. I want to see, I'll like your stuff. I might even share it. So please, please, please keep sharing.
Thanks everybody. And like she said earlier, this is about you. You do this. You work on yourself first. Don't try and sell this to anybody. Like everything else that you do, you are the product of your product. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. See you all next week and stay calm.